This podcast is for entertainment purposes only and does not substitute for professional medical advice. Please seek a medical professional or healthcare provider if you're seeking any medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Thanks, everyone. Hello, welcome back.
Welcome back.
Guys, I really love recording these podcasts.
I know. It's become like a hobby.
I know. It's hanging out with your bestie, drinking. What's the drink of the day?
Mine is Chardonnay because I'm a basic bitch like that.
And I mean, it can't get more basic than me. If you know me, you know what I'm drinking.
No, but that's not basic. That's basic for you, like you're you as a person.
I need to.
But it's not.
I need to go out and be adventurous. No, I take that back. I'm gonna stick. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
I'm like, girl, you are adventurous. Okay, you recently went to Ultra. That for me, adventurous, because I am the stereotypical 34-year-old mother millennial.
I was like, mother of million. Are you pregnant?
Absolutely fucking not.
I was like, drop that drink.
Absolutely fucking not. No, I have an IUD for that. Thank you very much. No.
I like that.
No.
You are family planning here.
No risks, man. And I still know that I could be that 1%, but we're just not we're going to go with that I'm that other 99.
That ain't the tone of this conversation or this podcast.
Nope.
No negativity here.
Nope. So continuing with that. It's worked so far. It's going to keep working.
Jules, what is our topic today?
Semaglutide.
We are riding the wave.
Yep, it's trending.
It is trending.
Trending.
We're going to talk about it. We're going to get opinions.
Oh yeah.
This is a good one for everyone to comment on.
Absolutely.
I'd like to see everyone's opinion.
Please do on Instagram, TikTok, everywhere, because we want to know.
I feel like everyone has a different opinion.
Absolutely. That's why it's going to be a hot topic.
The patient has one. The doctor has one.
Yep.
The fitness instructor has one.
The FDA.
The FDA. Everyone has a freaking opinion about this. And I mean, for good reason, I think.
I know. And still, here in Miami, I don't know about other places. I haven't traveled out of Miami since this became as big of a trend as it's become, but it's huge here. It's on the Palmetto. There are billboard signs of go visit our med spa and get semaglutide today. It's like, what?
I don't know. I feel like that's a little scary.
Yeah.
These are injections.
Right.
Okay?
It's not to play with.
Yeah, no. That's a very Miami thing. No, yeah.
So what does that mean?
Yeah, no.
And people are like, so is that yes or no? Like, you're not in Miami and you're not going to know.
Exactly. What I was trying to say, do not do it. Yes, do not do it.
Yeah. Do it if you are appropriately handled by a physician that has monitored you, done
I
blood
100%
tests,
agree with that. I'm sorry. Things. I know that I'm probably going to get a lot of backlash when it comes to that.
This is a hot topic, and it's
a
new.
Hot topic.
It's trending.
It's new. But I'm sorry. I do not think that you should be getting something that is prescription.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That is used as a medication that is used, and that's how it came about.
Yep.
Okay. It is a medication that is used for diabetes.
Mm-hmm.
And now you have non-prescribers.
Yep.
Giving it in clinics.
Yeah.
And who is going to take the responsibility?
That's the thing. And there's
a lot of
risks. This isn't. I mean, there's risks to everything. Even taking an Advil, you have your risks.
Yes.
Read the back of that bottle.
Yes.
You have risks. Granted, there's risks for everything, but these are serious risks. We're talking about cancer. We're talking about so many things. It's an injectable.
Pancreatitis, gallbladder disease. I mean, we're talking about a lot of things that can happen with this medication.
Yeah.
Especially if you're not being monitored or given the correct doses. And we'll get a little bit more into that, but Jules, what is your opinion on semaglutide?
Honestly, look, I think
semaglutides, because there's different
Yeah.
There's different types of injections.
Right, because I know Mounjaro is something else, and that was new.
Wegovy.
I think Wegovy is like
Is
Ozempic.
approved. No, Ozempic still.
Yeah.
But Wegovy is FDA approved for 12 and older
for weight
obesity.
loss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obesity and weight loss. Yeah.
There you go. So my opinion on that is like, as long as you are actually going and seeing an actual doctor, okay, so you are going through not even the ringer, because all you have to do is get a consultation with your, cabecera, so your family, your head doctor.
Yep.
And hey, I'm having a hard time losing weight, and he sees that your BMI and all these things are like, granted that you fit that bill for this, not pill, but injectable, which now comes in a pill form. Did you see?
It does. It does go in a pill form.
But we'll get into that. But there's still serious risks with that still. Like, just because it's in a pill doesn't mean that it's safer. Not at all.
Exactly.
But if you do the blood tests, you see the doctor knows your history, all those things, then okay, you're properly assessing it.
Yeah. But in a case of an emergency, you have someone to contact.
Exactly.
Because I promise you, I've been in this for a while to know that if you have a complication,
oh God,
and that person is not able to take care of your complication, what are they going to tell you? Oh, you should go see your doctor for that.
Exactly. And then what?
Yeah.
If you had a non-prescribed...
But you prescribed it, or you gave that to me, which we'll talk about a little more on how non-prescribers can give that type of medicine.
Yes.
And I think it's going to shock a lot of people, because it kind of shocked me a little bit when I first was reading about this, because I was like, how is it that non-prescribers are giving this? Like, how is that even a thing?
I don't even know how they're able to do that.
Yeah.
I thought they weren't. That's crazy. I thought it had to be an actual like DOMD type of situation.
It does. You have to be a prescriber in order to do that. A lot of nurse practitioners and advanced providers.
But you're seeing this, like I was saying, on the Palmetto, on billboards and stuff, like med spas are saying, come in for your semaglutide injections and all that. I'm like, guys.
Well, a lot of these places are mid-levels.
Okay.
Mid-level providers, or providers that have a little bit more of an advanced license. So they can prescribe, but it's technically under the supervision
of a doctor. Understood.
Does the doctor have to be there?
No. Understood. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's dangerous then, I think. Because they're not getting the full scope. They're just getting a sign off.
Exactly.
That's dangerous. But in a brighter note, like still going on my opinion that I'm not a doctor or anything like that, I think this is going to become the future though.
I do too.
I really think so. It's great because obesity is a serious problem in our nation.
100%.
And this is a wonderful way to at least get it a kickstart. It's not going to make you lose everything you want to lose, but at least it gets you started.
Yeah.
And it gets you into that like metabolism going. I don't know the technicalities. You got that.
Yeah.
But at least it's the future in that aspect of helping people achieve something, with a lower BMI and higher BMIs and higher weights and all that. Like, I'm not talking about your self-image. That is a whole different tangent from this. I'm talking about being overweight and unhealthy.
Yeah.
You have hypertension due to it. You have diabetes due to it. All these things that are negative because of your weight. Now, if you were, you're heavier than what I am. I definitely am by a regular standard of people, I guess, out there. But if you're healthy at least, then that's not what I'm talking about. And I'm not talking about if you're okay with your image. We're not talking about image at all. We're talking about just the medical facts. If it's making you unhealthy in the sense of like how my husband sees it a lot, that patients hit like that obesity line, and then they have to start talking about diabetes and hypertensions. And that's a problem, because then that's a heart attack waiting to happen, a limb possibly getting affected in a very negative way with diabetes and stuff. So it's very scary, and that's why I think this is the future. And this is just the beginning.
Yeah.
This is the very beginning.
Yeah.
This is like how they figured out Viagra.
Yeah.
This is it. That's how I see it. It's like, oh, this was for diabetes, but now it's also for weight loss.
Yeah.
That's how I see it.
I'm for it.
Yeah.
So, and there's a lot of practitioners out there that are very, very weary of, hesitant to say that they're fully for it. And I am fully for it. However, that encompasses safety.
Of course, because you're a doctor, you have to think of that.
Yeah.
You got to think of your patient's safety.
But, I think medicine is continuously evolving. And for me, There are a lot of complications with obesity. There's cardiovascular disease.
Exactly.
There is musculoskeletal problems.
Yeah.
It affects your sleep. We're talking about metabolic. So what is your insulin doing? Are you a diabetic? Are you not? So there's so many things that are associated with obesity that if we have a medicine that will help someone avoid these things, or someone that already is suffering from this, decrease that morbidity, which is basically that long-term idea of how bad your diseases are going to affect you to the point where it may actually kill you.
Yeah.
Right? So if we have some way of lowering that, then I am 100% for it.
Agreed. Yeah.
Now, if you're a person that you want to tell me, you're like, well, I want to lose 2 pounds and I want to do this, I may not agree with you. I think you should do your part. And it's like any other person that has diabetes. I'm going to tell you, you need to eat better. You need to do more physical activity.
Keep up with your meds.
Exactly. You need to do exercise. You need to do things that are going to lower that insulin resistance, which is those beginning signs of diabetes and all of that. So I am for it. I am for it when it is in combination with a healthy lifestyle.
Absolutely.
Too.
Yeah, because you can't just take that injectable and not exercise, keep eating shitty foods. Like, you have to put your part into it along with it, because what it's going to do, it's going to help you. At least that's what I read.
Yeah.
That it's going to help you lose the weight, but it's not a panacea. Like, it's not just going to, oh, that's it. Lose weight without doing anything else. Like, even just to keep it up, maintain that healthy weight, you got to make a new healthy lifestyle for yourself.
Yeah. And I think that is something that's like, we can offer to a lot of people.
Absolutely.
I mean, hello, hi, welcome. We live in the Western world.
Yep.
Obesity is a plague.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
Guys, I am telling you, I'm talking about years before, we were seeing obesity mostly in adults. I see obesity every single day as a pediatrician.
Wow.
Every single day.
And
every single day.
How does that even affect, like, growth?
Yes, no. I mean, we're talking about precocious puberty, kiddos that are depressed. I'm talking about a whole entire umbrella of things that can happen.
Huge spectrum of
problems. Just because of obesity. And it's a huge problem that's occurring in the US. I don't think a lot of other countries have similar problems.
Yeah.
Yes, they have similar problems, but not at the extent of US.
Yeah.
I'm seeing kids with pre-diabetes that they're 7.
Oh my God.
7. Why is a 7-year-old a pre-diabetic? And it comes to how their lifestyle is. Again, we go back to the rooted thing. What is your lifestyle? What are you feeding your kids? What are you doing that? And then as an adult, what are you eating?
Right.
What are you doing to take care of yourself? So, but I think that medicine is constantly evolving, and we have these new medications, we have the new science, we have these new things that we can use to help people.
Absolutely.
But it's also like everything else in life, it's like you need a balance of everything.
Yep.
So I don't know how I know that it's an injection.
Yeah.
I mean, shit, I couldn't even take my prenatals every day. You want me to get an injection every week?
And it has to be, but at least everything that I've read along with writing the notes and whatnot, at least my portion of the notes, it has to be refrigerated. It's every week.
Oh, so it's like an insulin thing.
Yeah, it's a diabetic drug.
Yeah.
At least that's how it started. And I think it's kept up with it. And now
I
pill
think
form,
any injection has to.
I think so. And then now the pill form, I don't know. That just came out. At least that's what Mario told me. It's super recent that it came out, and there's like a different name for it and all that. But I don't know how that works. I didn't look into that. But I know that at least Mounjaro, Wegovy, Ozempic, and then there's like another one out there. It doesn't come to my head right now. Those have to be refrigerated. They're full-on injectables, just like insulin. Like, you got to be careful with them. They will spoil. And you have to like inject them in specific parts of your body, whatever, once a week, whatever it is.
I think it's usually once a week.
Oh, okay.
It's a dose and it's once a week. And then again, like, this is something that, yes, there are side effects that we briefly touched on.
Yeah.
If you have a history of thyroid cancer and things like that, it has been associated, linked to that. But, in the grand spectrum of things, we're talking about a medicine that has improved results for metabolic syndromes, cardiovascular syndromes, with a pretty good safety net.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And it's like risk versus benefit. That's like anything in medicine. Anything that you
course.
do in life is going to be a risk versus a benefit.
Absolutely.
And I truly do believe that there is a risk in obesity, 100%.
There is.
And there's a risk when you take a medicine. So it's like that's a choice that people are going to have to make, and it's going to be very personalized. But I mean, if you're dieting, because Lord knows, like when you are older, dieting ain't enough.
No.
Okay?
No.
I was reading some papers on how postmenopausal women
Oh my God.
have to have a calorie restriction.
Oh boy. I'm not looking forward to that. I'm already like feeling that.
Yeah.
That to lose a pound
They have
is
to have
a
a calorie
mission.
restriction of like 1,400 calories.
That is nothing.
And I think I read maybe 100. I have to look back at the paper. I'm gonna try to find the paper.
Dude, 1,400 calories is nothing.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my God, that's really restrictive.
Yeah, but it's postmenopausal, right? So
Yeah,
your
but-
metabolic system is like way
Yeah, super
slower.
slow. A lot slower than
So I think you can still manage it. I think you have to eat the right things.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah,
But you have to also have a calorie, like a carb control too. So it's not only are you on a calorie deficit, but you're on a carb deficit too.
Yeah.
And oh my God, you're dieting, you're exercising, you're killing yourself, and then you get on the freaking weight.
And nothing.
And
it's
nothing.
like maybe a
Oh
pound.
my God, what a punch in the fucking face.
It really is. It really is, because you feel like
So unmotivating.
I did so good this last month. I killed it. I killed it this last month. And you get on the scale and you're like,
2 pounds.
what the
Great.
I
Awesome.
felt like that was worth at least 5 pounds.
Yeah. I know.
And it's like nothing. Absolutely. And for
It's
women,
so
it's
unmotivating.
because of our hormones and everything. Like it's worse. Like after 30 for us, it's
Yeah.
a freaking.
I think it's also like a societal thing too. Like I don't think men are even nearly
But I feel
looked at when it
Mario
comes to
just
physical.
stops drinking beer, and that's it. He'll
Yeah.
drop 10 pounds.
I think anyone
It's
that stops
ridiculous.
drinking beer.
But
is
that's the
gonna-
thing. Like, for instance, we did it. We did it when I think it was in Brooklyn, because Brooklyn had wonderful beers. So we did it.
That
I'm
beer
like
is so good.
so fucking good. Anyway, I was like, that's it. I'm just gonna stop beer and see what happens. And Mario was like, you know what? I'll do the same. We still drank. Like I had wine or whatever, but I just stopped beer because beer is very like carb, like loaded, and
Heavy.
all that.
Yep.
You know, all that stuff. So I'm like, and I was younger. I'm like, let's just stop beer, dude. So not fair. He dropped 10 pounds in
How
a
much?
month. 2.
Oh my God.
2.
But at least you dropped.
Fucking 2, dude. 2. And I was in my 20s. If I do that now.
But did you guys eat the same thing?
We did nothing other than just the beer.
Yeah.
That is the only thing we changed. How the fuck did he lose 10?
Maybe he didn't eat as much.
Oh my God, girl. I'm done. I'm done. I'm fucking done. I can't.
Whose side are you on?
I can't, because like every time he's, I'm gonna get on a diet, it works perfectly for him. I'm gonna lose 50 pounds. God is his witness. He loses a fucking 50 pounds. Me, I'm like, I'm gonna lose 5 pounds. 6 months later, 4.
I did Whole30.
Oh, but it worked you though.
It did. It did
Yeah.
work for me. The point was not weight loss. The point was to like
Healthy.
eat whole foods.
Yeah.
Just for a month, and that's the only reason I did it, because I knew it was only a month.
I've done that.
I cannot do that for more than
I've done that except liquor. I'm not gonna cut out alcohol. I'm just not gonna do it.
I did it. I cut the alcohol.
Oh my God, I don't know how you did that. Like,
Yeah, but the next day I celebrated with wine. So there you go.
Like,
Leave it to Yvette to fuck it up like a whole entire month.
No, dude, I don't drink every day, obviously, but I'm not gonna cut it off for a whole like.
I
amount of
did it.
time
And my
like
friend
that. Like,
Monica
I
and
can't.
Chriselle, every single year to
Yeah.
start off the new year,
Dry January.
They do dry January, and this year they did dry until like St. Patrick's Day, which is in March.
Okay, but listen, hold on. For everybody here that doesn't know these people that Yvette's talking about, we're talking about goals. Okay.
Yeah.
They are fitness.
They're
personified.
beautiful.
They're
beautiful.
They're fitness personified. They probably have like 3% body fat. You know, like they are perfection. Like they are specimens. Like
You're
Cubans
a
call them.
Specimen.
You're a specimen. You know, like, dude, no, what they
But they work for their goals.
no, for sure. And that's
Yeah.
why, like, they have the mental capacity for all of that.
Yeah, they go to the gym.
Oh, yeah,
they
for sure.
do like the healthy eating. They count their macros. And let me tell you,
They work for it 100%. And I give them props for that
Yeah.
because that commitment that they have obviously pays off for them.
I started tracking my macros now. I didn't do any special diets.
Okay.
I started tracking my macros and I went on a very good, very doable calorie deficit, and that's how I lost weight.
That's awesome.
I know. But I think that's really tough to stick to.
It is. It is. And then I'll be honest, like Mario and I like to eat out a lot.
Yeah.
Like we are foodies
Who
like
doesn't?
that. I know.
Oh my
And
God,
mostly
it's
here in
life.
Miami.
All I think about is I'm not trying to be negative over here like my mom, that she's like watches the news and it's every negative thing. But I think about it, I'm like, if I want, I don't know.
It's such a good pleasure.
I want to go and eat out at, what is this new restaurant in the Gables Eating House?
I fucking love that place.
Okay.
Shout out to them. I love that place. And right next to them is Luca.
Oh, I haven't tried Luca.
You need to try Luca. It's
But
it's
eating
Italian and it's like very like Brooklyn-y, like New
Nice.
Yorky,
I
like
like it. I like it.
amazing. Anyway,
like the
continue.
vibes.
I'm sorry.
But yeah, so it's like I want to go there and I want to have whatever I want to have there for that day, whatever I feel like it. And then I'm like,
That's our problem. We do.
should I? And then the waiter's looking at me and I'm like, does it have like?
No, and the waiter
like
doesn't
a-
help
No,
because
at
every
all.
recommendation, honestly, their recommendations are spot on. We followed their recommendations the first day that we went.
Delish.
I came out of there salivating.
Yeah.
Like their cauliflower something or another with the bread.
Delish.
Oh my God. Like right now I'm salivating thinking about it.
Now
Like I want to
wanna
go
eat. Now I
now.
want to eat.
Nah.
God damn it.
God damn it,
I
man.
wanna eat.
But like,
But
you
yeah,
know-
so I think about it and I'm
Yeah.
like, I just freaking have whatever dish you have. Everything, everything is fine in moderation.
Yeah.
Too much of something good is bad. Too much of something is bad. So it's like when you have that balance. And I
Yeah.
think that's why I think I was able to lose the weight when I was doing the macros, because I felt like I was able to fit a lot of the foods that
Yeah.
before I was like, oh no, a piece of toast. But I feel
That
good luck losing weight. And then it's no, I ate 2 pieces of toast. I ate ice cream.
That's awesome.
And that was okay. But that didn't mean that I had to work extra hard for the next meal of the day. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Right.
But again, it just goes to show it's like everything is about balance. However, anyways, back to our freaking
Semaglutides.
our GLP-1 receptor agonist.
It's also like on a different note about semaglutide. It's expensive for just weight loss. Like, okay, if you're able to get it covered by insurance, it's because you have diabetes. Like, I think it's
Yeah.
type 2, right?
Wegovy though is now approved. However, here's the thing that people don't understand. These medications are approved. Wegovy is approved for obesity when you already have comorbidities associated with it. So pre-diabetes, hypertension.
And that's how it
Anything
got
else.
covered. If
And
not,
that's how I will get covered.
if not, you gotta pay out of pocket.
Out of pocket.
And it's pretty freaking hefty on the
Yeah.
price tag. So, for instance, at least what I was able to see online, like for instance, Monjaro, which is a newer one, according to what I saw online, which I will link in the notes, Monjaro is how do you say that? According to the last episode, I cannot
What?
read anything.
What?
Something. It's not semaglutide, but it works like semaglutide.
I don't know what you're trying to tell me.
It's the drug of Monjaro. It's this.
I'm confused
How
on
do
what
you-
Julie is trying to tell me.
How do you say that?
Oh, I can't even say it. Terzepatide.
That's it. Okay, so what the actual
I
doctor
was
here
like, what
said.
is she trying to tell me?
I can't. And if you heard the episode before this, then you'd know that I am illiterate when it comes to all these medical
You
terms.
did pretty good. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't know. I was just like, tur. But anyway, that one is still not approved at all.
Yeah,
Unless
no.
you have diabetes type 2. They won't give it to you unless you pay like more than $1,000 for it completely out of pocket. And then what I saw is also that Wegovy, sure, you have to pay out of pocket for it if you don't fall under those comorbidities like you mentioned, and you don't have diabetes type 2, whatever.
Yeah.
But they do offer, since they are FDA approved for weight loss, they do offer like a coupon. And then, but that coupon drops it down from like over $1,000 to about $830 for 4 injections.
Oh, pocket change.
It's nothing. You know? It's just, like, anybody can do that.
You can't
know?
afford that. You're a peasant.
Exactly. So, I mean, it's a
Single
lot.
peasant.
It's a lot of fucking money. It's a lot of fucking money.
That's a lot for 400.
Every
that's just
month.
1 month. Yeah,
that's just
1 month.
1 month. So obviously you're not going to do this for 1 month. In 1 month you're not going to see 30 pounds worth of a change of weight. You have to, I think.
Oh my God, a part of me just wants to get on these injections just to see. I just want to try it out for 1 month and just see the change. Do a before and after.
The only scary fact
but I'm not going to do it. Don't worry. Don't come at me out there. Okay, I'm not going to do it. I'm just wishful thinking.
We're talking. It's a podcast. That's what we do. We talk.
I personally am not afraid of needles, so
yeah.
inject me. Except for Botox around the face. You'll see that episode soon.
Exactly. Well, they already saw it by this time.
Oh, true. It's
Yeah.
really
Okay, so you saw it.
Yeah.
You know what we're talking about. But anyway, yeah, so it's just a lot, man. And you're not going to see that in a matter of a month. So it's not like, oh, I'll pay $800 and some odd and that's it. I dropped 30 pounds. That's not the case. So like,
and then I know there's a lot of people out there that they truly need it because they're diabetic and stuff, but I don't want to say, because I don't want to get on anyone's bad side, but there's a lot of diabetic medications before you go to injectables.
Yeah. There's a lot of like those pills. What is a pill?
Metformin
is super,
Glipizide. There's a lot of things that you can do.
Yeah.
Healthy diet and exercise.
Yep.
I'm sorry, you can reverse diabetes. Unless you have something like a type 1 diabetes or something like that's more related to autoimmune and all of that. That's very different. I'm talking about type 2 diabetes. I'm talking about insulin resistance.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So if you go on a healthy diet and you exercise, which are things that have been proven, okay, on papers to lower your insulin resistance so your body responds to insulin better, you can reverse diabetes.
Right. Exactly.
But, a lot of these, I'm going to be honest with you, I have kids.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That have hypercholesterolemia. So high cholesterol.
Wow.
High triglyceridemia. So they have high triglycerides. Yeah, no, but this is like very common. I'm talking to you about
really
extremely common, like more common than what people think. If you guys were to spend a day with me in clinic, you would be mortified at all these things.
Oh my God, because I'm here like trying to get MR to eat his actual meals and it's like a mission. So that's why I'm like, oh my God, my mind is blown because for him to finish his dinner, it's a miracle.
Yeah.
Wow.
Granted, everything is in part, things have like a genetic component to it, but I'm sorry.
No,
you
but
can
like,
have a genetic component to
MR
things.
does not have those high metabolism components because Mario and I always are fighting for like, anti-obesity because if we really, really just let ourselves go,
we would go. Me too.
Okay, we would just go. So we are always trying to be as conscious as we possibly can, and that's still, like you said, like trying to keep a balance of like, yeah, if we want to go out, we're going to go out and we're going to eat. You know, we're not going to go to a nice restaurant that we know that we want that one thing and we're not going to have it. And then we spend all that money and then we didn't even like, we leave out of there like unhappy, Yeah.
But I will say those are comorbid conditions. So hypercholesterolemia, high triglyceridemia.
That's scary that you're seeing kids with that, man.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is that a lot of people are like, oh, well, this person is obese, but they don't have any comorbidities. Well, what kind of comorbidities are you talking about? Like high blood pressure, diabetes? Because if you run labs, they will most likely have high cholesterol, high triglycerides, and all of that, which will eventually lead to more serious conditions. So I actually think that maybe it's something that people should really, open up a little bit more. But I know it's very scary to start a new medicine and stuff like that.
It's very new.
It's very new. But let me tell you, for some of the safety things that I've seen, it doesn't really have like crazy serious side effects. From what I've seen on the papers, like on PubMed and stuff like that. It's like one of those risk versus benefit things. It's like you might actually see more of a benefit than you are seeing a risk.
Right. And I think that
things can change. So don't come at me. Okay. Things can change. Like
new
medicine,
research.
it's evolving every single day. But right now,
right now it's like it's on a good place. At least right now with what the research has come out with and whatnot. And maybe that changes once new studies come out and whatever, but I really think it's the way of the future, man. We're always evolving, just as we did and I know this sounds like a very like out there way, but the way, okay, back then in the early 1900s, doctors wouldn't wash their hands to go in and out of surgeries.
Yep.
They wouldn't believe in that.
No, don't worry, girl. You don't have to go that far back.
Like,
today in Cuba.
Yeah. Well, so yeah. I mean, so, fuck. Yeah.
There's no soap. There's potentially no soap.
There isn't. Yeah. Exactly. We have to send our family member that knows somebody that could send them fucking
suture
soap.
material.
Fucking ridiculous.
Bedding.
Yeah.
But my aunt literally got a hip replacement done on the same sheet of bed that she was lifted to the hospital to.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, it was crazy. But yeah, I understand what you're saying.
So it's just to make a stark contrast with that. People are like, oh, well, you know, it's an injectable. Oh my God, that's so invasive. It's an actual, I'm injecting myself with a medication. It's not like I'm taking like a pill or an Advil, a Tylenol, whatever. Doesn't matter. The fact is, we're always evolving. Just like we did all those years ago that doctors they go into a whole ass surgery. We're talking about cavity completely open, in there with your freaking hands, and even giving birth, like cesareans, getting a child out, like in any way, either natural birth or not washing any hands whatsoever. And then no wonder mothers died left and freaking right, because there was no way of sanitation. We've evolved from that. We've learned from that. We've moved on from that. And then now we're at a point that, in order to scrub in, you got to go through all this procedure, but then there's a lot less morbidity and all that stuff. So maybe that's where we're heading on to with these injectables like semaglutide. Maybe we're heading over to a healthier population, because we're finding these medications that could help us there, because we're a lot more sedentary. How do you say
sedentary?
That? Sedentary. See, I can't. I'm horrible with pronunciations. Okay. I am so sorry, but if you know me by now, this is it. I mean, we're in episode 7, so sorry, guys. You should know that by now about me. But I mean, that's pretty much the bulk of us. We're no longer out there being hunter-gatherers. Like, we're behind a computer most of the time. Even you as a doctor, you're behind a computer most of the time.
So bad.
Yeah. So we have to adapt to that. And maybe this is our evolution. This is our adaptation.
Yeah. And I think everything has like oh, wow, everyone's doing it. Oh, wow. The same thing happened when we were doing gastric bypass surgery. Mm-hmm. The same thing happened when we were doing the lap band procedure. Yeah. Everyone rides this wave, and I'm going to be, just from my point of view again, everyone has an opinion about everything. Yeah. But you know that gastric bypass surgery is now recommended in adolescents.
Really?
For a certain BMI.
I didn't know that.
Obese. Yes, because we are trying to prevent comorbidities in the future associated with obesity.
Wow.
So if you have a high enough BMI and you are morbidly obese, then, and you're even an adolescent, you don't even have to be an adult, you're an adolescent, you can meet criteria for a gastric bypass. And yes, you have to meet with a whole entire team, a nutritionist, a psychologist, a doctor.
Surgery.
Yeah, it's an actual surgery, but it is seen as a preventative.
So maybe with this, we could eliminate such an invasive and dangerous, surgery, because it is dangerous. You know, I know a lot of people that have had it, people that gone through the motions of it, and it's dangerous as hell. Yeah. Like that's not a game.
I think education is a huge thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think people need to be educated. I'm sure that there's a lot of people out there that read a lot about the injections. But there's also people that they're like, viste en la noticia las inyecciones esa, yo creo que yo me la voy a poner. AKA.
What she said was.
Translation, older person or even younger person, probably. It doesn't really matter. Oh, yeah, I saw in the news that these injections make you lose weight. I want to get those. And that's it. That is the extent of the research.
For right now, at least right now, it's a little more complicated than that. Yeah. Maybe we, in 5 years, maybe something as soon as 5 years, we will reach a point that it's a lot more commercially available.
Well, no, I'm already signing up for classes on adolescents receiving semaglutides.
That's awesome. I'd rather that than a surgery, to be honest with you. Yeah. Yes, definitely they should not be like those adolescents should be like
No, but could this
changing their
possibly
life.
be a step before surgery?
Exactly. You know, but if we can't change the lifestyle because of whatever is happening in that person's life, because there's a lot of things like it's easy to judge a person of, oh, you need to just stop eating that type of food or walk more, do more, whatever. But you don't know that person's life. There might be a lot more going on. That person can't buy those organic foods or that amount of greens or cook that amount of food, because that's the other thing. Bad food or junk food is cheaper than actual good food.
Yeah.
So, and then you have to make the time to cook the food, you know, and a lot of people don't because they have 2 or 3 jobs and they have children, you know, so there's a lot of things.
A lot goes into it.
A lot of things that go into it that you can't judge a person. Oh yeah, you're not taking care of yourself, your lifestyle. Whatever. There's a lot that goes into that you just don't see behind the scenes, you know?
I know.
And this might be something that may just help that person get out of that hole and help them into a healthier, into that path that they want to get to. You know, that at least that's how I see it.
Yeah. And then now you just have to be careful where you get it.
100%. Do not just get that at the corner store, med spa.
Yeah, please don't go to some random person and be like, oh, you want a little injection? Lose a little weight? No, sir.
Absolutely fucking not.
Good sir. No, thank you.
No, I don't even think there's a generic form of these meds yet.
No, but there are compounded medicines, which is not something I thought existed until I read that it does exist. And that is what I was going to touch up on providers that don't prescribe. So you have semaglutide that can be compounded.
That is
with other medications. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just going to say it. Like vitamin B12, you know, like your vitamin
God, if
B12
I keep
shots.
hearing vitamin B12, I swear to God.
Yeah. And that, but people sell it.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Wow.
People sell it, so they're compounded, and this is not FDA approved. This is not FDA approved because there's a big difference between semaglutides and semaglutide salts.
Ew.
So they're basically these semaglutide salts that are compounded with other medications that haven't been proved to be shown effective and haven't shown any safety data.
Okay.
So, but unfortunately, there's cash clinics.
Of course.
Cash clinics and pop-up clinics that are going to be like, oh yeah, here you go. Talk to us about our semaglutide shots and all these things. And then again, when they have complications, because these have been associated with complications of kidney failure and all of that.
Oh my God. Yeah.
And it does happen. And then they're like, well, who prescribed it? Who was who was taking care of you? And they're like, oh no, I just got it at a random spa.
Oof.
A wellness spa. And I'm not here trying to shit on wellness spas. I am not.
No, because there are some actual very good ones out there.
They're very good ones. I go to them all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But then there are other ones that try to ride off of that wave.
Yeah.
And they kind of try to hide under that of, oh yeah, we are also a med spa. And it's no, you're not.
How legit is this?
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
So do your research. If anything, just do your research if you're going to go to a med spa. And if not, go to your actual doctor. Talk to your primary doctor. I'm sure that they could guide you the right way if they don't themselves prescribe it to you.
Yeah.
If you fit their criteria.
Yeah.
Because that's what we could talk about now. The risks and stuff like that, which would kind of make you see if you could fit that criteria or not.
Yeah. The risks of, what do you mean by
taking semaglutide?
Yeah, I mean, there's risks. There's a risk with everything.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's not a new medication, but it has been used more. And when you use it more, you're obviously going to get more report back on how patients tolerate these sort of medications. And the adverse effects, there's reports. You can actually report meds the same way, for example, COVID vaccine, that everyone was reporting their adverse effects. You can do that for all medications.
Okay.
Yes, there's I think one of the most famous ones is the association with thyroid disease later on in the future.
That's what I saw, yeah.
So you can have that. You can have gallbladder disease. You can have pancreatitis, which is not fun.
No, that sounds...
At all. It's
awful.
Yeah. So there are different... And this is also a diabetes medications. So
Yeah.
you need to watch your blood sugars too.
Right.
And I think that's something that people don't really realize. No, is it a medication that's going to drop your blood sugar like insulin? No, probably not. But you should watch it, okay? Because it can have that side effect and you can have serious consequences from being hypoglycemic. So,
Gotcha. And hypoglycemic is low blood sugar. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. So another reason why to like go see your primary, go see a doctor that will take your blood tests and like routinely monitor you to make sure that everything is working appropriately and all that stuff. Because all of this goes, it's an injectable. Even if it were pill form, still you have to monitor like what's going on with your liver, what's happening with your kidneys, what's happening with all of that, because it's all going to get processed by there anyway. So yeah, I'm like you. I'm for it. I really am. In an outside perspective, I am for it. And I'm looking forward to it. And I'm excited to see how Mounjaro, which is the other form that's not semaglutide, but it's the other medication that kind of works in a similar route to it. I'm excited to see that because then that means that more medications are going to come out of that same kind of like action will come out to help out obesity and weight loss and whatnot. So then there will be more options for people. And then that, I don't like seeing like a monopoly of just one thing working for one thing. So I like seeing more options for more people because you don't know.
And just because semaglutide works for some person doesn't mean it's going to work for another person.
That's what I'm saying.
It can cause other side effects like really bad nausea.
That's what I'm saying.
Loss of appetite to the point where you feel disgusting the whole entire day.
And that's not fun.
No, that's not fun. So by all means, like, yes, it might work for a lot of people, but it might not work for you, and that's okay.
Exactly. At least to have that sense of, well, semaglutide didn't work, but that other one may work. So you have other options. And yeah, I think I'm for it. That's the future. We're evolving with it. That's where we're at.
Yeah, I think my final verdict for me is I'm for it with, all the safety around it and healthy diet and exercise. I cannot stress that enough.
Don't just fall on it like a crutch. Like you're going to
please do not be that person that's making like Pauladine, is she the chef? Pauladine,
the one with the butter?
With the butter, exactly. So please do not be
amongst other things.
Yeah, Paulidine's recipes, and then just be like, oh, gotta take that, Wegovy later.
That's not gonna work.
No, please, unless it fits into your macros, by all means. If it fits into your macros, do it.
Right.
If not, then think about your decisions, because also what we didn't talk about is that if you stop these injections,
right, what happens? Yeah,
you can gain all the weight back.
Oh boy.
Yeah, this is not permanent.
Yeah.
Okay,
so you definitely
a lot of the ways that this works is that glucagon like peptide 1, right? That's GLP-1, right? Agonist. That's what we call the semaglutides. Okay, so that is secreted by your gut. Okay, as a response or whatever to like your daily metabolism. Okay. So then at higher doses, what it does is that it actually tells your brain to decrease the eating.
Okay.
So that's how it works. So that's why a lot of people that are on these medications, they don't feel hungry.
Right.
So that's one of the things. They're like, oh no, I haven't eaten in I don't know how long, and I feel great. Yeah. So that's it. Once you stop this, then you don't have that.
That's why it's so important to work on that lifestyle, because it has
you don't have that response. So then it's like, what are you going to do after? Yeah,
you just can't go back to what you were doing before, because clearly that's what got you to where you're at right now. Yeah, I agree with that.
Your body has a ton of hormones. God, it has so many hormones, but this one is in charge of like responses and stuff like that, when it has like hunger cues and all that thing and all those things. But at the end of the day, like, you're going to have to unless you want to take it for the rest of your life,
right? Which hasn't been studied yet.
No,
for that
has not been studied.
Yeah, for weight loss, at least when it comes to weight loss. Like,
exactly.
Weight loss for the rest of your life.
It's been around for a while, but truly, like,
just weight loss for the rest of your life.
We don't really know what it's gonna look like.
Exactly. So it's still, that's why it's so early. Yes, it could definitely be the future, but it's still very early.
But I bet someone out there, I'll take it for the rest of my life. I don't care.
Yeah, I highly doubt that if you tell somebody, hey, you will keep this amount of weight off of you, but you got to stay in this for the rest of the life.
No matter the consequences.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. If they got the money for it, why not?
Yeah.
Or their insurance covers it, eventually insurances will cover it. Because
I think so.
I think so too.
I think once it shows like all the things that it's preventing and all the things that like people are saving, like less hypertension meds, less diabetes medications, the insurance companies are going to be like, oh,
it's
probably worth it.
huge preventative medicine, at that point. And then also once there's more of them, that it's just not only semaglutide, but there's more different types. So then there's more options for patients. So they're eventually going to have to jump on the bandwagon, That's at least how I see it.
Jump on the bandwagon. I'm like looking at celebrities that have used semaglutide.
I think the Kardashians were the first ones to come at least openly about it.
Yep.
Which makes sense because a lot of them dropped weight so fast after being like pregnant or whatever. And it's like, how the fuck did you do that?
Yep.
I understand completely just starving yourself, but still.
I know, but I feel like they I don't know. It's just my opinion. That's not real life.
It's not.
You know what I mean? And when I saw their bodies, like Kylie Jenner's body.
Oh my God. Get out of here.
After giving birth.
Get out of here.
First of all, that faja that she had on.
Yeah.
You couldn't pay me.
No. I tried to wear a faja.
No, I did not. How could you even...
I did.
I did not.
I did.
And my mom told me, she's like,
I'm not vain. I did.
La faja? Like, why don't you put on the waist trainer or whatever?
Full disclosure, I did. The one with the thing, with the, how do you call that? The clasps.
The clasps, yeah.
In the center. I did it and I bought it like a size or two maybe, because I'm an exaggerated person, to like really cinch me in. And I wore it as soon as I got home from the hospital.
What?
Girl, I was intense about it. And I stopped doing it in like a week. It lasted me maybe a week. I'm like, no, forget it. Because I also was like, which still, to each his own. If you want to do that, please,
by all means.
I commend you, because I did a week at most and I was done. But I was also like, oh, I want to breastfeed this child every single meal. And I am up with this child every single time that he wakes up. Like, the whole thing. How the you think I'm going to, at 3 o'clock in the morning, then again at 6 o'clock in the morning, then again at whatever time, I'm going to remember the stupid faja?
No.
Like, no, not me, at least. If I had it.
I did not. I didn't bother.
No.
I didn't use it at all. And
if I have another child, I won't.
No,
I just simply won't.
I just couldn't. My mom mentioned, she just mentioned it, in passing. She wasn't ever forcing me to do it. But I was like, the last thing.
How do you say faja in English?
I said waist trainer.
Waist trainer, that's it. Okay.
Yeah. So,
because I only said faja, that's why.
That's the only word we know, faja.
I was not translating myself at all. You at least did, but I didn't.
Faja is waist trainer.
Yeah, there it is.
So I couldn't. There was no way. There was no way you could pay me.
Yeah. After
the exhaustion that I was feeling.
And you had natural birth too, like me, right? Yeah. But still, and there's people that do it with cesareans. I'm like, you're obscene. You're insane.
You're freaking crazy. There's cultures that do it with babies.
Wait, what?
Yeah, so that the belly button doesn't come out, they put like a little waist trainer on the baby.
I'm sorry, and I don't mean to offend anyone, but fuck right off with that. Absolutely not. They
don't cinch the baby in, but they do, and sometimes I'm like, that's uncomfortable, but that is so culturally, it's very cultural. It's specific cultures that do that they will put a little faja on the baby.
Dude, the reason why I'm saying that is purely out of a mama bear stance. I don't mean to offend anyone. It's literally just thinking of my personal child that I made in my stomach and delivered. Okay, literally, I am only thinking about me, person, and my child that came out of my person. And if I was told by whoever that I had to put a faja, the one that I wore, that lasted only a week, on my child, I'd be like, I guess I'm leaving.
And they're like, oh no, because the belly button, so it doesn't, it's not ugly. And I'm like, please take it off.
I literally do not care how that belly button looks.
Yeah, same.
I do not. I mean,
but there's a lot of people that do, and it's very cultural. I'm telling you, it's
I know,
part of the gifts. How you gift a baby, I don't know, a pacifier. They gift the little fajita.
But it's a faja.
They do it.
That baby is a baby.
Yeah, no, I usually tell him to just take it off because what ends up happening is that the umbilical cord
It
needs
just
to
resolves on
dry.
its own.
No, it needs to dry and fall off.
That too, yes.
So when they cover it, they're like, "Oh, it kind of smells bad," and I'm like,
well,
"Well, you're covering it."
supposed to be covered.
Yeah, but it's very cultural. Yeah.
Oh boy, I can't.
But yeah,
I thought you knew that I did try the faja thing. Oh yeah, dude, I tried that. That didn't. Yeah, even Mario, my husband. Okay, my own husband. He was even like, "Why are you doing that?"
poor guy.
He was even like, "Don't do that."
He was probably like, "Don't you feel uncomfortable?"
He's like, "Don't do that." I'm like, "No, because then like it goes back to where it needs to go." He's like, it doesn't matter. And I'm like, it matters to me. Of course, I'm going through all the freaking hormones and all that stuff that you go through after postpartum. And I'm like, it matters to me. Oh my God.
No, I didn't. There was no one. I just wore comfortable.
It's not happening again.
Yeah.
For sure. I don't even know where that thing
landed.
landed.
Sometimes I see some moms come into clinic and you're like 3 days postpartum and they're wearing short dresses. Oh, and I'm just like, oh, God, I'm not trying to be like TMI here, but
yeah, I know.
When I was postpartum,
uh-huh,
I was like, give me some full coverage crap.
Yeah, I wore a maxi dress.
Yeah, exactly.
Completely to the floor. Don't look at me.
Yeah, don't look at me. Everything feels like it's hanging out of my body.
That's it.
Bleeding a ton.
Your boobs hurt.
My boobs are killing me. They're leaking everywhere.
Yeah.
My God. So attractive.
No, yeah. I mean, hey, you're listening to Funny Medicine.
Yeah.
You know, it's not...
attractive. A lot of people are like, oh, I'm so happy I don't have kids. AKA Monica and Chris.
You see? They're just smart, man. Like, I mean, you know, and that's me. I also have a kid, so I could say that. But yeah, your tits hurt, like your nipples hurt, like everything hurts. Your belly, everything hurt.
Yeah.
Like I remember that I had the first pediatrician meeting, like
appointment.
The
meeting. Meeting.
Yeah, the meeting. Like, oh my God, like, here's my child. What the fuck am I talking about? That wine is really hitting me now. Anyway, but those are the interesting episodes. So here we go. Anyway, I remember I was leaving the hospital and then there's my dog. And then we managed to get an appointment with the pediatrician that I wanted. And it ended up being the same afternoon that I was getting discharged.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, it doesn't matter. We're going to go. And my husband's like, no, we could like just reschedule it for a week later. I'm like, no, my child needs to see the doctor right after we get out. That's my anxiety speaking at the point. Because I'm like, I looked at the nurses like, how are you going to discharge me with this child? Like, I just had that. I don't know what to do with this. You're going to send me home and I don't know what to do with this. So we went there and then I just wore like a flat out maxi dress. And I'm like, here I am. And everything hurt. And I cried too because I'm like, I can't feed this child. I don't know what's happening with my tits. My tits are unworthy, I guess, for my child. I don't know what's happening.
I can't wait for our breastfeeding episode.
Oh, that's going to be a good one. That's going to be a good one because I mean, I was a hot mess and I freaking, because, you know, everybody tells you, oh, motherhood. It's so like I feel like you're, you know, like a yogi mom floating on a lotus flower. Like, it's beautiful. It's so natural. It's gorgeous. Just let it be. And I did not experience that. Not an ounce of that. Not an ounce.
Me neither.
Yeah.
But I think it's also... I think it was also my mom screaming over my shoulder. Esa niña tiene hambre. Esa niña tiene hambre.
I still get that to this day, and my child's almost 5.
Just like, God damn, could you give me a second? It's day 1 of breastfeeding.
I had the whole family coming into my...
Mira cómo llora.
Oh my God.
No,
I get it.
Typical Cuban family. Anyone that's Cuban understands that. They're like not meaning it in any way like negatively at all. They really do care about that first. They care more about that baby than you.
Oh fuck yeah.
That's it.
Oh,
you were the center of their life until that baby was born.
Yeah.
After that's it.
Totally replaced at that point.
Yeah.
But I had my room filled with family members and I had the baby on my tit. And I'm just like, hi, here's me, here's my child, and here's my tit. Nice to see you. Thank you for coming.
Thanks.
Ah, boy. Yeah, that's a Cuban family for you, but
No,
yeah.
I gave birth during COVID. So it was just me and my mom.
Okay.
That's it.
I
No
mean, COVID
visitors, no nothing.
definitely sucked ass, but in that aspect, in comparison to mine,
Yeah.
dude, I had everybody come in, and I'm not talking about my dad, and then like no, my mother. Okay, I have a very good relationship with my mother-in-law, so I chose to
Yeah.
have her there for like the delivery too, so that's fine. My mother-in-law and my mother
Yeah.
were there for the delivery, and obviously my husband.
Yeah.
That's fine, and I know that's weird, but honestly, if you knew my mother-in-law, you would know why. But then everybody else came in afterwards. And then that was like, guys, do you realize that my tit is in a child's mouth right now? Can we not? And Mario he had told me since like way before. He'd just give me a sign whenever that happens, okay? Because obviously I was big pregnant.
Yeah.
So just give me a sign whenever that happens that you're done with whatever's happening and I will deal with it. I gave him the sign. And I'm like, I don't know what you need to do, but it needs to end like now.
Oh, that's so good.
So at that point, he was just like,
that.
he's like, all right, everyone, let's go. She's tired. She's like, she's tired. It's done. We'll see you guys later. You'll see us at the apartment. At that time, we were living at the apartment. Out. And everybody got the fuck out. And there were like a few like people were like, oh, but and he's like, I'm sorry, but you need to get out.
I can totally see Mario saying
Yeah, he's like, I'm sorry, but no. Like with the exception of his mom, but everybody else like pretty much out. So yeah, I mean, I don't know how I got there from semaglutide, but yeah, I mean, you know what? That could maybe become the future of like postpartum too, because I know at least I suffered with postpartum like weight gain and all that stuff.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm seeing here, I mean, the Jenners, the Kardashians, Amy Schumer, Charles Barkley,
Everybody.
Elon Musk. Like, I'm like, damn, like,
Elon Musk
Chelsea Handler, you too? Like,
everybody.
all these, yeah, look, Khloe Kardashian, Rosie O'Donnell. God, I haven't seen
I haven't seen her in a hot minute.
In a hot minute. But she's here. She's she's on not on Ozempic. I don't know what she's on, but she was on the semaglutide. But anyways, I mean, honestly, we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes in the future. I mean, that's the beauty about medicine. We'll learn in the future what happens.
Absolutely. And I know that's hard for people to understand. They're like, oh, but we're guinea pigs. But dude, that's just how medicine works.
That's just how medicine works. Splenda. Did you see the new thing on Splenda?
No.
Yeah, Splenda is now associated with a ton of gastrointestinal problems.
Holy shit. And people were using that?
Yeah,
like
and I can tag that. I can send a little report and stuff.
Okay.
But yeah, and Splenda was all the rage.
Yeah, it was.
Yep, and now they're actually recommending against it. I don't do Splenda, I do stevia. But you don't know if in the future stevia is going to tell me something.
That's the thing.
Stevia is going to tell me something. Stevia itself.
That's how you know it's a good episode, when we start saying shit like that.
It's my double tequila soda water lime.
Which we got to refill for the next one. Anyways, thank you guys for tuning in. And we thank you so very much to the people that have donated. I cannot tell you, like, we need to publish that TikTok. I think it'll end up being a TikTok of like Evie seeing us actually having our first donation.
I know.
It was, I mean, thank you guys so incredibly much.
We are so thankful. We're so thankful.
Honestly, because we do this on our free time. Like,
and it takes a lot. It takes a lot. I didn't realize how much anxiety I was going to have on doing this.
Yeah.
But this has honestly been one of the best things I've ever done.
Absolutely.
I'm having so much fun with it.
Absolutely. And, you know, always because, you know, she and I do suffer from anxiety every now and then, and we're always like, oh my god, what are people gonna think? But we're having so much fun regardless. But the fact is, we want to keep doing this, and the fact that you guys are helping us out by just listening, liking,
just a little
reviewing,
gives us
on Apple Podcasts
so much warmth.
Yes, on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify, and review anything like that helps us out tremendously, and we are so grateful for that. And whoever it was that started with this, with the donations, we thank you so much. Oh my god, it will help us like get everything a lot better hardware wise and whatnot. So
Spread the word, share our stories.
Please. And
give us listener stories too.
Please.
We love those.
Send it to our email, funnymedicine305@gmail.com, and follow us on our socials. So just keep it going, guys. Thank you so much for your support.
Yes.
We can't thank you enough.
Thank you. Have a good one, guys.
Bye, guys. We'll see you in the next one.
Like, comment, review us on all streaming platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, etc.
Check us out on Instagram and TikTok at Funny Medicine Podcast. Our Gmail is at funnymedicine305@gmail.com. And remember, we are not diagnosing you.
Definitely not. Just funny stuff.
See you later, guys.